Hello, this is a review of the LowePro Edit 130 video camera bag. Now for me, this bag falls a little bit too much in between being a compact camera bag that I'll want to throw over my shoulder each day on my trip to a bag that is all-encompassing that can carry all of my accessories. It accomplishes neither of those tasks for me, so I think it's a little too much in between for me. However, it is an absolutely excellent bag with a few drawbacks here or there if it fits all of your equipment just right. And let's talk about these, and we'll look through what the differences are. Now, it has a lot of advantages that are superior to that of many of the other bags, in my opinion, other than size for me. Okay, so first of all, let's look at the look of it, right? It's an excellent burgundy color, has a very nice look of the bag, and it's hard to argue with that. I think it looks great. Now, the handle is extremely comfortable. It is a flexible material that's soft on your hands, plenty of room. You can easily pick it up and go. That's compared to some of the other camera bags that I've been used to. They have little wimpier handles, which, by the way, I love the bag I'm looking at the moment for other reasons, but you know, it's not as plush as this was. And some, of course, are worse, such as if I look at this, you know, I can barely get my hand under, and it's a not so great material, which another good camera bag for other reasons. But this was not very nice. It's just nice to have the first experience be something like that. And of course, you can also clip on your own simple nylon over-the-shoulder strap, which is standard for most other camera bags in this price range. You can always hook on your own strap as well. Now, this bag is packed full of features. Now, the number one thing that I really liked about the LowePro was the protection. That's what cued me into all of their series bags at first, and I decided to try the 130. It is so firm, but not a hard shell. It's not a hard shell case, but it really seems that whatever I put inside here is really going to be protected very well. So it has very good form there, and the padding and the material, so there's some thickness to things. Like this is a little thicker here, but this is a little thinner here. But that's not how it really protects. It's all about the thickness of the padding here. So the padding is fairly thick. Now you'll notice, especially inside the compartment. Now figure every wall is this thick. I mean, this is even thicker, it seems, here. So this thing is extremely thick in my book, and I feel it's going to be very compression resistant and foam padded. This thing feels like you can put this in here and throw your camera down the stairs. Don't do that, but you get the point that I think it could make things sustain the fall if it were ever possible to sustain being such a case. So protection aside, or protection-wise, this is excellent. So let's talk about other features. Now, it comes with a whole assortment of pockets. Now, there's a side pocket here, there's a side pocket here, these are the same. Now, what can you do with these is probably take your extra camera batteries, and if you did throw this over your shoulder, they're really easy to get to while you're out and about. This is your belt loop strap, so you can put something in here if you wanted to, or run it through something else. That's nice. On the inside, we have a few other things. We have another pocket right here, a zipper pocket that you can put things like memory cards in, and you have another pocket here. Now, if you didn't notice, my first complaint about this case, aside from the size that I'll talk about a little later, is this flap, right? So the flap keeps falling down. I almost rather wish it had ended here, and so it would be more easy to pop open. I don't know if that would really have made it easier, but this whole thing keeps flopping down in the way. So you really gotta hold it out of the way, and I mean, in this case it stayed, but then you can get at it, and it gives you a nice whole pocket to get at. There's lots of room in there. You could probably stuff a whole cable in there, but there's no protection in here. So maybe while you're toting with your luggage, you're not going to want to put any sensitive things directly in front, but then once you pull them out, and maybe you want to put them here for easier access. But if you're just throwing this over your shoulder and then having to unzip her around, this thing keeps falling on you. The other thing is that it's zipper. There's a zipper here. You notice all the way around there's a zipper. So you basically zipper it shut like this, so it stays zippered all the way around, and then the flap comes down. So it has both there. and it's a little bit of a pain to unzipper if you let this fall down, because you got to kind of hold this open while you zip around, and as long as you can set it down, it's perfectly fine. I wonder if it's over my shoulder, how much, I mean, you're really gonna have to work at it. That's kind of awkward, but it's okay if you're going for protection. You're getting a whole lot of other benefits here. Now inside is something else. So inside here, if I back up a little bit, you can see that you can stuff some things in here. So I've stuffed a few things in here. Maybe I want to take a battery. Go ahead and throw that in there. Maybe another battery if I don't want to put them on the side pockets. But notice how it's fairly filled up in here already. Where am I going to put my camera, right? So maybe this is talking about, is this an all-encompassing video camera bag? And the answer is no, unless you're toting a smaller camera than a typical HD camcorder that would take this whole width. So the other thing you could say, well, I could dig this out. You know, I took out my power cords and all that stuff. I can put my camera here and it fits plenty fine, but then my camera doesn't take the whole space height-wise, and I don't want to just throw, you know, things like this on top of my camera. So I feel like I either put my camera in here or I don't. However, let's say I don't want to tote my AC adapter all the time. And look how big that is. I mean, if you have a Sony camera, by the way, this is the BC TRV, the travel charger. Holy cow, is this much easier to tote, you know, than this, and more convenient to charge your batteries. See separate review. But so let's just say I was assuming I wasn't doing that. You know, toss this in here. Maybe throw these in the side pockets, or maybe I can still have room to stuff a battery or two in here. Then it actually does fit my camera. So this might actually be an ideal scenario with that. That was rather nice that it could do that. Assuming that I'm willing to not actually take all my cables and make it the all-encompassing, holds every single thing my camera came with bag. However, do I want to carry this with me every day out? Personally, I absolutely love the Case Logic MSEC-4, MSEC-4, because look at the size difference, right? So if I'm headed out, I could take this bag or I could take this bag. And if I'm going to an amusement park or something like this is much easier to just throw over my shoulder, size-wise, compared to this one. Although this is not ridiculous by any measure in terms of size. But this is just more compact. This is the MSEC-4, which fits with my small battery. This is the EHC-103, also very padded, which offers smaller alternatives from the Case Logic brands for these. But these are more protective. This is, by the way, very protective, the MSEC-4. But these don't hold any accessories. I can't even put a spare battery in here or any cables. Right, so you have to say, do I want to tote just the camera, or do I want to take any accessories with me? And it's obviously a trade-off. If I was just driving in the car, maybe this is fine to throw in the back seat or in the trunk. Whereas I can take this and throw it in the glove compartment. And there's no way on earth that this one would fit in the glove compartment. So it's really a choice of what fits for you. If I'm willing to just take my travel charger, then maybe I would upgrade this to a 4-star if I could deal with the flap opening. So the other thing I'd say is, well, maybe I take my camera. If I'm going to take this, then I'm going to put my camera in here, and then I'm stuck saying, well, if I'm going to take two, what's the point of this if I'm going to leave the whole hole blank? So then do I take this, and do I really want to take a bag whose sole purpose is to tote cables? No, but so it obviously depends on your needs. Think about it, and the choice is yours. This would be good if you're willing to limit some accessories. This is better for me, and then I take a smaller bag that can take maybe just my accessories and just an extra card. So it's an excellent bag otherwise. Thank you for watching the review.